Hi, so I was asked to give measurements and kind of a video tutorial on how to make this card. So rather than making the exact same card, I decided I was going to try with different DSP, same card style, but different DSP to show what you can do with it. So this one here is the original, or one of the two, there was two. Original card design, the other one just had a different sentiment, but same idea. So I'll leave that there. Here's the other card I came up with this. So this is using the A Stitch Season suite. So it has the DSP, and it has the embellishments, and this die is from, the saying and the die is from the suite as well. So this is another kind of variation. As you can see, same type of card, just different DSP and a layout. So let's walk through on how to make this one. I don't typically do video tutorials on how to make a card. My setup is not necessarily ideal for that. I don't have anything that like supports the phone that videos this. So hopefully this works out, and yeah, hopefully it works out. So I have the card base, which is when it's folded up, it is your standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we're just going to score that there. And then I've also scored at the 1 1/4 mark line, which I'm also just going to fold and score. Okay, so when it's folded, it should look like this. If it's open, like that. Okay, so that's what we're going to start with right now. So this ends up being, with it folded, this ends up being 3 inches across. Okay. I want to start with the center. That's usually what I start with, and by putting my white piece in to make it a little bit easier. So this white piece is 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. So let me just put some glue on the back. Oops, missed that line. Okay. And I'm just going to line it up here. Okay. And then the DSP that I've cut, I've used the holly for this outside strip. So again, I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this. Sorry, this piece is 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. Or sorry, 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Apologize for that. Some glue. And I'm just going to line it up with the bottom of the white. And I still want to leave that little border on the cardstock. So the inside looks like that. When it's closed, you can't see the white. So that's why I made that one 1 1/4. So it's hidden just underneath that, so you can't actually see the white there. Okay. Next is I'm going to do the piece for here. So again, it's the DSP from the Stitch Season. I've chosen to use this patterned cardinal quilt piece. I really like this paper. So it has your male and female cardinals. I'm just going to put some glue. Before I do that, this is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Oops, sorry. Okay, we're going to put some glue on the back of this one. Alright. Stick in my fingers. Okay, so I want to line it up so I have a little border on this side. And I'm going to start with the folded edge and work from the way in, because you're not going to see that edge. So I'd rather it be clear over here than too far over. Okay, so that's what that piece is going to look like. And then we're going to take this folded piece and just put some glue on the back of that. You could leave it on, like, on glued and just have it like folded if you want, but I prefer to have it glued. So I'm just going to use my bone folder, make sure that's nice and secure. And then I'm going to take my last piece of DSP, which again is from the same suite. It has this little, I don't know, X kind of design in it. I should really learn what that pattern is called. So let me just put some glue on this piece. This piece is 1 inch by 5 1/4. I'm just going to line it up so it matches even with the bottom of the other two pieces of DSP. And kind of center it. Okay, let me put that down. So that is the DSP on the card right now. Okay. Alright, and then I took, sticking with the same kind of design, I took just like a vellum piece and used one of the arch dies. I think this is like the 5th one in, to cut the arch. I'm just going to take some glue. Just going to put a piece of, I don't want to glue all of the vellum because you're going to see it. I don't have that special glue that hides the glue. Or hides the line, so when I press it down you can see it, but we're going to hide it with the other pieces of stuff that we're putting on there. Okay, I've die cut, so this die cut is straight from the same suite. It's one of the dies that are in the set. Let me grab it, I'll show you what it looks like. So it looks like this, and it is stitched all the way around. And then I just took the saying, Merry Christmas to you and yours. Again, from the same suite. Just going to move my card over to the side for a quick second. And I grabbed, what color do I have? Real Red. Let's ink that up. Just light touch. And this is harder to see with the camera. Actually, just give me 1 second. Let me just do it over here so I can actually see and get it straight. Here we go. Okay, so I just stamped that down, and what I did is I stamped it a little bit more to the left side, because I'm going to put like the tree more on this side, so it is stamped there in Real Red, and it is more to the left than it is center, and that is intentional. If you don't have the dies or stamp set, any sentiment or banner piece will work. As you can see in this one, it's still stitched, but it is like a square instead of this size. So this part doesn't really make too much of a difference. Whatever sentiment or shape of the banner part you want to use is good. Then for this piece here, I just cut out a green square. Again, that is a stitched square, and it comes in the die set. I cut them out, again, I don't know what shape this is called. It reminds me kind of a little poinsettia. So we're just going to go with it as a poinsettia. I cut them out in white and red. On that one I used white. This one I'm going to put red on this one. And I'm just going to take my liquid glue for this one because it's a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to put some glue on the little, since I'm calling it a poinsettia, we're going to put it on the little petals here. Okay. And I'm going to pick that up. And I'm just going to center that on this little green square. And press down. Okay. So then I have the little quilted square with the poinsettia in the middle. Okay. And I want this to kind of go a little bit behind my sentiment here. So I'm actually just going to run a little piece of blue tape down this one side and kind of fit that in. Just kind of eye that. I think that should be good. Okay. And then I'm going to glue this piece down. You can choose to pop it up. I'm going to choose to lay it down flat because I want to pop up the bird. And I don't want it too pop. So we're going to pop up the bird instead. And I did not glue right to this point because, as you can see, it kind of goes off a little bit. So I'm going to glue to where the point, before the point starts. And again, you can just kind of place wherever you want that to go. I'm going to go probably right about here. And again, that's just personal preference. So I've left a little bit of space at the bottom, a little bit at the top. Again, your preference. I think my arrow goes off a little bit further on this one, but that's okay. And before I glue this down, I just kind of want to figure out where my tree is going to go. I kind of want it, this one might be a little bit lower than the other one, but I want to be careful because that kind of goes off the edge there. So I'm just going to glue mainly on this left side of this tree and get that glued down too. And you can use whatever glue your preference is. I prefer the tape runner and then the liquid glue for some of the smaller things, but okay, so we're just gonna fit that in there like that. All right. This is from the DSP. It is from actually this piece. It's just the cardinal cut out the opposite way. So that's not a stamp or anything. It's actual, the DSP, the little cardinal. And I'm just going to take a dimensional, because like I said, I wanted to pop him up. Dimensional on his back there. Take that off, pick him up. And I lined his tail up so it was even with this. I'm going to do the same thing with this one here. Stick him down. So that's kind of what we have right now. And then you can kind of add whatever you want. If you want to add some gems or these cute little buttons come with this suite. So we're going to use those. And you can kind of place those wherever. I know I kind of placed the other one. Whoops. Just picked it up with my little pokey tool. Just going to place it kind of in here. There we go. Pick up the red one. And I don't know if I want to place it actually. Yeah, we'll put it down here. And I might add one more to this one. Pick that up. Because we have some space still over here. So kind of play with them. Actually, I think I like it down here better. And again, the placement of those are just your personal preference on what you want to do. So there you have your finished card. I think I've given you measurements of everything, but just to kind of go over. So your card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, scored down here at the 1 1/4 line. DSP, you need 3 pieces. The pattern or design is up to you. The biggest one is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. The center one here is 1 by 5 1/4, and this one here is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Your white piece for the center is 3 1/2 by 5 1/4, and that's your finished card. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and everything was on screen, and you could make it out while I was making that card.